Alright, what you see here is a Hunter Summer Breeze ceiling fan in 48 inches. So basically a 4-bladed version of the Summer Breeze that you see in the 90s with 48-inch blades. They did make the 4-bladed version of the Summer Breeze that you see in the 90s quite often with 52-inch blades with 4 blades as well, which I will be showing this fan in that configuration as well. I was going to show it with some Schoolhouse globes on it, but I'm just going to upload them all at once. I'm going to record them all at the same, and then I'll upload them little by little. But yeah, I'm going to be showing off these blades that are 52 inches. Just for those who want to see this difference in size. And the camera will take it the same size, but if you look closely, they definitely are a bit smaller than a standard size 52-inch blade. So it is a bit smaller. Alright, it does look like it's 52 inches, honestly, on the camera, if you just show it by itself, away from the 52-inch blade, but yeah, I got this fan because it's a major childhood want. I've always wanted one of these, not in white finish, but actually in antique brass, mostly because of that mini market, for that soft movement, and then there was those 2 replica fans. That was a childhood install of mine. Then they replaced those fans in the front with 2 Hampton Bay Brookhurst fans, but they left the antique brass Summer Breeze, that 48-inch one. That was the third one that had a badly bent blade, and they left that one in the back since they were mostly trying to make the front area look a bit more modern, which they did a horrible job at doing. But especially at flush running the Hampton Bay Brookhurst fans, so they removed almost any air whatsoever. But the fans that were removed, they didn't get thrown out. I know that because the owner told me that people who removed them, they actually took them to give them to like a friend of theirs, something like that, or they just sold them. I think the antique ones they sold, but the Hunter fans they kept for themselves. I know the Hunter fans worked. I don't know if the replica fans worked at all. I never seen those running, but yeah, Mark Wilson actually knows of that place, and I know a collector or fan enthusiast knows of that place as well. For those who want an update on that place, well, I haven't really given an update because I haven't really been there for quite some time to do an update, and that's because the place has been actually demolished. Although the fans were removed before they demolished the place, it was completely emptied. They got everything out of there, all the ceiling lamps and stuff. I don't know if they were scrapped. They probably were, but that is the only unfortunate part. But at least there was only one Summer Breeze that was scrapped, and the other ones I know that they weren't thrown away before the place actually was basically forced out of there. It's in a somewhat of a snow white finish. Well, not necessarily in a way, a matte white finish. Though the box says white. Well, it feels more like a matte white, honestly. It's not as shiny as the other one, but there's the canopy. It's from the 4th quarter of 1988. I don't know if you can see it, but if you want to see the UL listing, so like that, just check out the new fan video of this fan. The blades are not reversible, which is unfortunate, and it would be pretty neat to see this fan with pickled oak blades. That would make me want to install it even more in my bedroom. But when I put out the 52-inch blades, that might change. Although, maybe not with this fan, but with the fan I'm going to steal this motor from to put on after I do several videos of this fan. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and start the fan off on low. This has some more of a motor sound to it, like a tiny buzzing sound. Especially putting it out of the box, but it is from 1988, so I'm kind of not surprised. Especially if it's been sitting in a box for so many years, never being used, so. But it is a nice fan from Hunter that I do like their generic fans quite a bit, especially the Summer Breezes. Has a nice slow speed to it, has a nice Hunter low, doesn't go too fast, not too slow. But yeah, they made, before they made a Passport 2, there was a Passport 1 for an example that had 4 blades. And then there was the Summer Breezes, they always kept it the same name over the years. Some of us collectors used to call them the Summer Breeze 2, the 5-blade version. That's what we used to call it until we found out it was really just called Summer Breeze still. But yeah. It's not too many videos of a 4-blade version of this fan with 52-inch blades either on YouTube, so that's why I'm going to show it with 52-inch blades. And also to show it to white kids, just because why not? It's not too many videos of these fans with white kids either, so. Yeah, if you guys don't want to see it, just don't watch the video, that's all I'm going to say. But I want to see it, so that's why I'm going to be testing it like that with different variations. Plus, once I'm done testing this fan, it's going back in the box, so I just want to try to get the most videos, or just get the most usage out of it, instead of having to take it out again in the future out of the box, just so I'm doing another video of it. So, yeah. It has a nice low speed though. I do feel a nice breeze from it on low speed. Yeah, the slow speed is a little bit fast, but I feel like it's because the blades are a bit smaller. So, yeah, if you had 52-inch blades, I know it would go a tiny bit slower. I know the fans do go a bit faster than other 4-weight than the 52-inch versions. So, let's go ahead and move it on up to medium. Definitely one of my favorite fans from Hunter, the Sound Breezes. They're up there, like in the top 5. With like the Infinity, the Passport 2, Sojourn, which is a fan I'm looking for. Hopefully I can get one of them since they're pretty rare. Well, not rare, but they're pretty uncommon. I don't care what finish the Sojourn is in, I just want one in general. But yeah. Pretty nice fan. Has a nice medium speed. I do feel actually a pretty good breeze from it just on medium. So like, I have tested it on high just to make sure it doesn't bounce around like crazy. But I didn't really get to like get an accurate feel of the airflow. So, well, I can only imagine if it's moving this much air on medium, it's going to move a lot more on high. In fact, I was supposed to get one of these from fan collector Alex Kelly last year, after getting the fan that I need to use this motor to put on, since there's a fan behind me, which is what the 52-inch blades go to. I'm really putting on this fan on. When he was moving out of his old place into the new place he's in now, he had to put up a fan in the place of his bedroom fan since they were moving out. He didn't have anything to put up there, so he was going to put up the fan that I wanted really badly, since his dad was going to make him, but luckily he was able to talk him out of it. So since I wanted to buy that fan for him pretty badly, so he put up a 48-inch Summer Breeze in its place, which I did want, but at the time I knew that it was a fan I could probably find again in the future, since the other one was a bit more uncommon, to be honest. Not so many people would have pictures or videos of those, so yeah. And then he found another one which I was going to get, but Brandon had this one, and I prefer to get a new unboxed one over when I was used, especially if it was close by and I didn't have to pay shipping. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move it up to high. Someone makes somewhat of a similar sound to the what am I saying? The motor sounds pretty similar to the Passport 2 that used to be in my bedroom. Well, the fan actually goes pretty fast and high. It's not like the low profile. Kind of know it's like, even if a fan has less weight, it looks like it's going slower, but it's really going the same speed as the other one. Like it's going just about the same, but this one definitely goes pretty fast and high, especially with 4 blades. And speaking of the Infinity move actually quite a bit, to be honest, so I'm pretty impressed. Wow, it's actually a very good air move, I'm surprised. It's moving a bit more air, I feel like a little bit more air from it than other Hunter fans that I've tested. Well, it's an 80s one, but also it's a 4-blade fan, it has smaller blades, so obviously that kind of helps it move even more air. If I could put a white fan in the living room, I would put this in the kitchen with 52-inch blades. If it was school instead of the Passport 2. The only reason why I don't have a white fan in the kitchen is because it would be a dual install with the living room fan, and that my mom won't let me have a brown fan in the living room, a white fan in the living room, but she will let me have a white one for the kitchen, which I mean, I just feel like it would be kind of pointless to have two different finished fans in this, if they're both basically in the same room. So, yeah. It's very. I do like this fan a lot, so it's staying with me. I'm not selling it. Yeah, it's definitely a pretty powerful fan. I know it definitely makes me want to try out more of these 100 fans from the 80s, like the four-bladed fans, like they're four-bladed generic fans. So that's something I'm going to try to look into this year, get some more of those. I do know a friend I met at Fanimation who just got 6 fans that are 100 fans from the 80s. Well, he got 4 of them, but he had 2 of them already. I'm not going to say what it is, but yeah, that one's something I'm going to be trying to get from him as well. Let me bring it up close so you can hear the air movement. Yeah, it definitely moves quite a bit of air. I'm actually very impressed. It moves possibly more than the fans that I have installed right now, to be honest. Possibly. I don't want to say it's 100% accurate, but it actually might be a bit more powerful. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the fan. I'll do a spin down. Put it on reverse. Yeah, it's definitely a very good air mover. It actually might be more powerful than the Infinity and Passport 2 and the Local 5. Obviously, it's more powerful than the bathroom dressing room, but it actually might be more powerful than those fans, like moves more air, to be honest. I feel like it does, but I don't. I'd have to test them both side by side to confirm that. But yeah, pretty good fan. I'm actually really glad I got this fan. Especially since it's uncommon, but yeah, I've been trying to find more 4-blade 100 fans from like the 80s and 90s like this, so I can try them out to see if they move a lot more air. And so far, I can definitely tell there's a difference in air movement. I really do wish that the blades on this fan were reversible, but at least the one that I got before this one, which is even I feel would be even more uncommon since I haven't seen only one person's done a video of one, and that's in bright brass, which I wish I was able to get from him as well, but he put it up in his grandmother's house. But yeah. But the reason why I got it is I actually have a good reason why I got it in the white version, because it's basically the same version of what I used to have installed in my bedroom, but you guys will figure it out later on. But it's a fan I've been meaning to test ever since I moved into this apartment in June, so I've had it for quite some time now, so yeah. I just haven't been able to test it because the downward's stuck on it, so since I have this fan I can just swap the motors out and test it that way. Alright, so I'm to a complete stop. Let me start off on low. Reverse. Actually, Alex Kelly does have the second version of this fan installed. He actually installed it in his sister's bedroom. So I don't know if the second one that he has is still for sale, since the first one he left at his old place, and he got another one of these recently from Chris Chandler. So yeah. It's not originals of Gulf Coast Dixie Bells or Fansco fans like he has installed, but it's still a pretty good fan, especially for someone who doesn't really care what you put up. It's actually a pretty good fan. At least it's not like Coastal Breeze. I feel like that'd be an insult. But compared to the other fans that are installed in the place, that is. But yeah. Yeah, does a pretty good job on low reverse. Go ahead and move it up to medium. You know, it's not the very noise it's going doo doo. That's actually because it's raining outside right now, so it's just some water from outside it's making that noise. Does a pretty good job on medium as well. On reverse. Okay, let's go ahead and take it up to high on reverse. Does a pretty good job on reverse as well, especially on high. Of course, in my bedroom, I can never use it on reverse because I like my bedroom to be a bit on the cool side at nighttime, and also it will most likely blow off all the posters and pictures I have on my walls. So, yeah. I like to feel some air movement at nighttime, even if it's cold out. If I get too cold, I'll just shut it off for a little bit, then put it back on low. Yeah, does a very good job on reverse as well. Alright, so that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more videos to come.